something is not adding up and fans are starting to feel like they have been played. Because how do you promise an era, stir up tension, and then suddenly silence? Now, mind you, we are talking about Nicki Minaj, not a rookie, not someone who moves without intention. So, when the date 27th match came and went with no album, no official statement, nothing but confusion, then internet did what it always does. It turned. According to report in fan chatter, people are now accusing Nicki of lying or, at the very least, strategically misleading her audience. One viral tweet even tried to flip her own Bigfoot moment back on her, basically saying she lied on her own album. And then there is that alleged tweet floating around claiming she said there is no album, which, let's be honest, could easily be fake in this era of AI and edited screenshots. But here is the thing, there is no album, that part is not for debate. And this is where it gets interesting because if you go back, Nicki didn't just randomly drop that announcement. She did it during the rollout noise around Cardi B. Now, speaking of timing, that is not accidental. That's chess. You know what I'm saying? Nicki and Cardi's relationship has always been complicated. From subtle jabs or full blown public clashes, their dynamic is built on competition, comparisons, and let's be honest, a fan base that thrives on picking sides. Nicki, being the veteran, understands the power of timing more than anyone. She knows when to speak, when to go quiet, and when to drop just enough to shake the table. And historically, Nicki has never been the type to do surprise album drops, singles, sure, features, maybe, but a full album, she loves to roll out. She builds anticipation. She controls the narrative. So, this idea that she was just going to wake up and drop an album out of nowhere, that already felt off. Now, this is where it gets weird because some fans are now saying, what if this wasn't about dropping at all? What if it was about disruption? There's a growing theory, and again, allegedly, that Nicki could be waiting to align or even counterpart major release. And when people whisper about major releases, one name always comes to mind, Beyonce. Now, mind you, going head to head with Beyonce is not just music, that's strategy, politics, industry pressure. People believe there are forces that protect certain eras to make sure they succeed. So if Nicki were to drop around that time, would she even be allowed to win that moment, or would the system quietly work against her? And that brings us to a deeper, slightly uncomfortable layer. There's always been whispers, not confirmations. Whispers about how the industry picks favorites. Who gets pushed, who gets blacked, who gets quietly sidelined. Nicki has openly talked in the past about feeling targeted, feeling like doors were closed on her. So when she moves unpredictably like this, some fans don't see confusion, they see calculation. Let's be real, Nicki has pattern. She teases, she disappears, she returns louder. We've seen moments where she goes radio silent after steering conversation, only to come back with something bigger. And fans who have been around long enough know this cycle. So part of the outrage we're seeing now, it's newer fans expecting instant gratification in an era where attention spans are short. Now, here is my honest opinion. I don't think Nicki lied. I think she redirected attention, and there is a difference. Was it messy? Yes. Did it confuse fans? Absolutely. But was it random? Not at all. Nicki moves like someone who understands that sometimes the conversation is more powerful than the product itself. But I'll say this, fans are not wrong for feeling a little played because at some point, anticipation without delivery starts to feel like manipulation. Now, speaking of calculated moves, let's talk about Megan Thee Stallion because she's quietly setting up next era and not everybody is convinced it's original. According to her recent interview, Megan confirmed that Act 3 is coming in 2026 and she's even teasing a new alter ego. Now, mind you, this is where that comparison starts flying because when we talk about alter egos in female rap, one name dominates that conversation. Nicki Minaj. From Roman Zolanski to Barbie personas, she made that a blueprint. So when Megan starts stacking alter egos, Tina Snow, other rumored personas, people are side-eyeing it like, is this inspiration or imitation? And then, here is the part that got people talking. She hinted at another collaboration with Cardi B. Now, don't get me wrong, their chemistry is undeniable. But fans are starting to say it's becoming predictable. It's like when certain artists collaborate so often that it loses excitement, the misery is gone, the event feeling disappears. And social media is already split. Some people are excited, others are like, we've seen this before. Now, in my opinion, I think Megan is at a critical point in her career. She has the talent, the presence, the fan base, but this next era needs to feel fresh. Because if it starts to feel repetitive, people will check out, not because they hate her, but because they've already experienced it. And in today's industry, attention is everything. And here's the bigger picture. This industry thrives on cycles. Build someone up, overexpose them, then wait for audience to get tired. It's not always about talent, it's about timing, reinvention, and knowing when to disappear. Nicki understands disappearance. Megan is still learning reinvention, and artists like Beyonce, they've mastered both. So now, I want to hear from you. Do you think Nicki Minaj actually played her fans, or was this all part of a bigger strategy? Are you excited for Megan Thee Stallion's Act 3, or does it feel like we've already seen this before? Tell me what you think, or tell me if I'm reaching. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you're watching on Facebook, please follow. And if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe to the channel.